Hey everyone, I wanted to talk about Windows 8. I've moved to it more forced than expected, but still I moved to it. I used 8.0 for a little while, and then I went ahead and I used 8.1. And let me give you some quick pointers and give you my impressions. Okay, right off the bat, one thing I will say on the pluses I noticed about Windows 8 that was pretty amazing is that it's extremely snappy. Now 8.0 does not have the start menu right here, and you push that and it takes you right there. And instead it just had these things. If you held up here in the corner, these charms would appear, and the charms are your search, your share, ironically your start button, a device thing, which is pretty nice if you want to add a second screen projection printer, what have you, um, and then down here your control panel access. Now one of the things that you've got the start menu with 8.1, you move the ability to log in, and then it would just bypass this altogether. And there you go. And you just go from your login point to here. Another thing 8.1 added was the ability to use color pictures to draw a line on your picture and use as a password type system. And then of course it included where Bing will actually search the web as well as your desktop. Um, they're coming a long ways. They're learning a lot of things. Now, one of the things I do like, let me just, is that it allows you to have two different screens, even on 8.0. These two screens do different things. Now, that's not new. Apple did that for a long time, but I move my bar here where I like it for when this machine's standalone, but when I'm plugged in, I've got a bar down here as well. So I've got more than one thing going on, which is kind of nice. Another thing that did that I appreciated, and they are different bars, because down here on this bar, you don't see the collection of these items. See? It just has your whatever's immediately open. I thought that was actually a nice touch. So it's not even a duplication, it's more like an extension with partial duplication. Um, One of the things that I liked about this is it let me set 2 extra times. So I've got my dates here, but I added Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time. That's pretty useful for me. Um, you know, so again, I just mouse, if I want to see, I'll click on it and show the times, or if I just mouse over it, it gives an illustration of those. And when you're trying to set up webinars, seminars, or talk to someone who's outside your time zone, that was just a or in a different time zone, somewhere, on outside the country. That is actually a really nice way to do things. Okay, now this will save you so much time. This is what's called the Windows key. If you hit the Windows key normally, it brings up, it's just like the old Windows key. It brings up your start menu, which happens to be that big black thing. But if you hit Windows key X, then what you get, and if you're not doing double screens, it'll go on the first screen. You get this whole menu. Let's see if we can get it to, let's move this over here. Okay, so Windows key X again. Oh, it came right there. Alright, that's fine. Except for I keep moving my mouse. Okay, so Windows key X, and you can't see it because my video is not coming through, it's too bright. But essentially what you see is you see your programming features, your mobility center, your power systems, all these things that you would normally need to go through the start menu to find, you can bring up immediately here. And of them, browse and search. Search in Windows 8 world is actually pretty phenomenal. Um, Let me get rid of that. So let's go ahead and say I want to change this backdrop, but I wasn't sure how to do it. And, I've seen it before, I know you can do it, but I didn't know really how. So if we go to the search feature, and I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with color. I get a lot of this, right? It's like all the stuff that has to do with the computer first, then they search the internet. I thought that was actually pretty slick, so I picked that. And I want robots today. So they added more. With 8.1, you have all of these backdrops. I'm sure they'll include to be more. Or you can pick your own custom, like a picture or something like that you care about. And then, of course, you can change the color so if you so desire. And so, maybe I want to go red. And so there you go. So the search is actually a lot more robust. I don't use the start menu very often, but I do see its advantages. So another thing that I actually, just touch on minor things. It's an operating system is way too big for a 10-minute review. But another thing that I found that I liked a lot is it seems to interface, at least with this laptop, seems to interface with all the hardware very nice. I can game on it. There aren't really any problems. Now with tablets, this was a big deal where you could choose something. OneDrive. Well, that's OneMail. With Windows, I guess we do have here. You can change the size of the screen and put more than one thing on. So um, I can have off the side, and then I go to my desktop, and I still have whatever I was doing up here. Maybe this is Twitter, maybe this is Facebook or something else, and I can still work with my desktop the way I want to. I can still go do things. I can open up programs. Um, I can surf around. Now I will let you know that how you do things in order is what is can matter. I had 8.0. I installed a bunch of stuff, AutoCAD being one of them. I'm still not sure which program is the culprit. It was either AutoCAD or MakerWare. And then the next thing I know, I installed 8.1 because it told me, hey, go through our store and you'll get 8.1, your updates. And then suddenly I lost my File Explorer, which, as you know, is this thing. It would crash. It was pretty horrible. And without it, I can't do anything. I can't go to programs. I can't fix stuff. It makes it very hard to work. So, um, how I get around that, and then let's go ahead and go to search again. I was like, well, what do I do? And this is actually a kind of nice thing. I'll go bring up search, and I put in recovery, and it has recovery options. And of my recovery options, one of them is refresh your PC. And what this is, for anybody who's in the know, it kicks, who remembers, it kicks it back to the I'm sorry, not 19, the Windows XP period, where if you hosed your operating system or something bad happened, you could reinstall, but install without corrupting your current data structures. So all your directories and all that would stay. It would just reinstall a new operating system, and then you'd still have to install your programs, but at least all your directories are where they should be or where they used to be. And you get that kind of benefit here, and it runs off to fix that. Now, when it does that, it takes it back to Windows 8.0, and it says, please install a patch to make it 8.1. And I did that, and then I installed AutoCAD. And with the exception of AutoCAD Inventor, it actually still, everything works really well. And there are patches for the other one, AutoCAD Electric, AutoCAD Mechanical. And so that's actually a nice answer. And then here's where you just the nuclear war option, you wipe out everything. So in Windows World, you drag down to the bottom, or you drag all the way over, and boom. So, there are lots of little trinkets and things going on. I can't go through it all, and I don't think you guys want to sit through like a 25-minute presentation on my opinion of every aspect of it. So, needless to say, on the plus side, it's very snappy, at least on this machine. It appears to be pretty robust. Now, Windows 8 is tied into the BIOS of my motherboard operating system. And so what I've noticed is when I want to swap out hard drives, I couldn't do that. There are things you have to turn off. That may be specific to machines that are built for Windows 8. My guess is they are. Other guys out there have gone ahead and added hard drives. Hasn't been a big deal. Windows 8 is probably going to be here to stay. As new users come on board, you get past their initial, this isn't what I'm used to, I think they're going to find the experience to be very snappy, very quick, particularly in tablet land. And it's, for the most part, with the exception of some compatibility issues which are expected, it has worked very nicely. It's responsive, it's stable, um, it's quick, and once you understand once you do the Windows key X, 90% of people's gripes probably go away once you figure that out, because you get access to all the good stuff really quick. So in my mind, Windows 8 is going to be around for a little bit. I'd be very surprised if it goes away. This isn't going to be a Vista. Um, and I think 8.1 solves a lot of things and adds a little niceties here and there. And because of that, I think that you should give it a chance if you have the option. Warning, if you install Windows 8 onto a machine as Windows 7 and you're not sure about it, do a dual boot because there's no going back once it's installed. Okay, I hope that helps. Anybody's got any questions, go ahead and shoot me some. If I can get the answers, I will. All right, bye.